Thanks for tuning in, Searching for Truth here. Let's start with a little prayer. Father, I just ask that this message reach those that it needs to, and that they use it for the greater good. In your precious Son's name we pray. Okay, let's get right into it. So this morning I got a phone call from someone I know that travels quite a lot. He was traveling over to Arizona and apparently met some fella while he was out there on a job site. And the guy told him about some things with Area 51, which I've not really done much on Area 51. I know that there are other channels out there that have. I don't know enough about it, I feel, to really talk about it. However, I felt like this guy's story was important and I needed to share it. I have heard some things about, what could be back there, what could they be hiding. Anyway, this guy kind of, if you decipher through the crazy talk, I guess, because, most people think that when people say things that they're crazy, then you can actually figure some stuff out with this. So the guy basically said he was in the Air Force, some high-ranking guy, and ended up, he said that there was technology there that, obviously we do not have access to, but they have access to. The higher-ups, the elites, the military, things like that, and that there were giant people, giant beings, whatever you want to call them, which, if you've looked into the Nephilim at all, could actually go along with that, as far as the fallen angels mating with the women here on Earth and creating the giants back in the day. It's very similar, and it could still be going on. I've actually listened to Richie from Boston and I feel like some others talking about technologies that the fallen angels would have access to that we would not have access to, but if they were using it for their purposes, obviously they'll let those people that are going to use it for evil have access to it. Apparently this guy also told him that basically the technology goes away after so many years and then it has to regenerate, I guess, and just a bunch of other things that you kind of have to decipher through. But, to be honest, though, it really puts good thoughts into your head or makes me think, especially question what is out there. I've always kind of questioned it. I've assumed it was basically where they did the moon landings, and that's why, they've hidden it from us because they didn't want us to see where they faked the moon landings, and that could be part of it as well. But also, there is probably technology there, and these giant beings or humans or whatever they are probably over there giving the technology to these folks to go ahead and start this 5G thing and all the other big technology, radioactive waves, all the Wi-Fi and all the stuff that's taking place is probably given to us by somebody else. I believe it was Rob Skiba who said, with the advancements in the technology that we've had currently, because basically they had technology, like a lot of technology back in the day, then they got washed out with the flood, and then we've basically had to rebuild from scratch. So we're up to that point again where we have all this technology. There's nothing new under the sun. So basically he was saying that it's crazy how we went from basically nothing, next to nothing. We were in primitive stages like in the 1800s, and then in just 100 years it just like skyrocketed. And that just, something had to have given us help, if that makes any sense, because yes, it advanced and advanced and advanced every 100 years, but it just like we now have robots and all this other stuff. So there's something else going on. There's definitely technology that's being shown to us or given to us, not us personally, but the elites, the military, things like that we obviously don't know anything about. So I don't know, it was just some pretty interesting information. I figured I would share it and pass it along, and if you guys have anything that you would like to say about it or any comments that you'd like to make, please leave them below. Check me out on Instagram, Truth Seeker. I'm going to leave that link on there on my below. I'll leave it below. And like I said, if you guys have any comments or like the content, please like and subscribe. I appreciate you taking the time.